This is ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to English News Broadcast with me, your reporter, Bersabe Tagle. Let's start with the major headlines for today. Call made to frequent use of natural fertilizers and pesticides. Entertainment program organized to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces. Putin orders a 10% increase in size of armed forces. And Pakistan floods have affected more than 30 million people. On your local news, the Ministry of Agriculture called on farmers to frequent use of natural pesticides to control crop diseases and pests. The ministry also reported that the initiative to generate natural fertilizers and pesticides that started in the beginning of 2021 is producing encouraging results. According to Ms. Lu'ula Mekonnen, head of seeds control and coordinator of the Natural Fertilizers and Pesticides Generation Project, the natural pesticides have been tested on a variety of vegetables and have registered encouraging results. Ms. Lu'ula also noted that practical training program is being organized to agricultural experts with the finding of the natural fertilizers and pesticides so that they play due part in encouraging farmers to apply in their farming activities. The beneficiary farmers on their part said that the natural pesticides provided by agricultural experts have been effective and called for encouraging other farmers to apply it. Proceeding with your news, women in Haikota subzone organized entertainment program to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces stationed in their area. At the program organized on 20 August, Ms. Bekhita Mahmoud, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the subzone, said that the objective of the entertainment program was to express gratitude to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces that are tirelessly occupied in safeguarding the national sovereignty and participation in the development programs. Mr. Sheikhuddin Saleh, administrator of the subzone, said that the program attests to the deep respect that the people have towards their defense forces, indicating that women in the subzones of Tassene and Golej have organized similar programs. Colonel Jonas Butso-Amla, commander of Northwest Border Patrol, said that the entertainment programs being organized in various parts of the country will have significant contribution in boosting the moral and readiness of the members of the defense forces. The program was highlighted by cultural trip of a division in the area. On your last local report, we have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 2 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and test is carried out today at testing station in the central region. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has accordingly increased to 10,151. The total number of recovered patients stands at 10,046, while the number of deaths stands at 103. Ministry of Health, Asmara, August 26, 2022. That was domestic news, dear viewers. Do stay for the international reports after the short break. On your international reports, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered the Russian military to increase its number of soldiers by 137,000 to a total of 1.1 million servicemen amid Moscow's military action in Ukraine. Putin's decree, issued yesterday and which will take effect on January 1st, did not specify whether the military will beef up its ranks by drafting a bigger number of conscripts, increasing the number of volunteer soldiers, or using a combination of both. The Kremlin has said that only volunteer contract soldiers take part in what it calls the special military operation in Ukraine. Russian media and non-governmental organizations say that Russian authorities have sought to bolster the number of troops involved in the military action in Ukraine by attracting more volunteers, engaging private military contractors, and even offering amnesty to some prisoners in exchange for a tour of military duty. Regional authorities have also tried to beef up ranks, forming volunteer battalions to be deployed to Ukraine. On your last global news, Climate Minister ERi-Rahman said yesterday that historic monsoon rains and flooding in Pakistan have affected more than 30 million people during the last few weeks. Pakistan has urged the international community to help with relief efforts as it struggled to cope with the aftermath of torrential rains that have triggered massive floods since last month, killing more than 900 people. In a news conference held yesterday, Rahman described the floods as a humanitarian disaster of epic proportions that had left thousands without food and shelter. Minister for Planning and Development, Ahsan Iqbal, separately said that 30 million people had been affected, a figure that would represent about 15% of the South Asian country's population. Thousands whose homes were swept away now live in tents kilometers away from their flooded villages and towns after being rescued by soldiers, local disaster workers, and volunteers. The National Disaster Management Authority said so far 126 people were killed in flood-related incidents up to yesterday, with most of the victims being women and children. The flooding has further exacerbated Pakistan's economic crisis. You're still watching ERi-TV, dear viewers, and now recap of today's major headlines. Call made to frequent use of natural fertilizers and pesticides. Entertainment program organized to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces. Putin orders Russia a 10% increase in size of armed forces. And Pakistan floods have affected more than 30 million people. Dear viewers, that was all for today. Thanks for watching and have a good one.